Hello, my name is Nicholas Orlando, and I'm going to be talking about my policy paper today for PAD 4204. To start off, the name of this project is basically the Broward County Convention Center and Headquarters Hotel Expansion Project. It was a project that was signed into commission by the Broward County Board of Commissioners about May 2015, so it's been about a 6-year project so far. It still has 3 or 4 years left until it's fully completed. Basically what it is that the Broward County Convention Center back in 2015 was signed up for an expansion by the Board of Commissioners in an attempt to generate more revenue for the county and generate more tourism to Fort Lauderdale, the city that the convention center resides in, from out-of-state and in-state travelers. So first I want to talk about basically what the expansion project is going to cover. So what it's doing is it's taking the main exhibit hall for the Fort Lauderdale Convention Center and it's turning its exhibit hall into an extra 400,000 square feet of space. It's also going to add an extra 80,000 square foot outside area where they can hold things like a mini amphitheater if they wanted to have a live band, and some waterfront activities because it does sit on the waterfront on the intercoastal water side. And then along with the convention center, they are also constructing an 800-room hotel, one which will be the first of its kind because it will be owned by Broward County itself. Now what they're going to do is they're going to have Southwest Matthews, which is a company in design and architecture. They're going to run the hotel and operate the hotel to a 5-star standard, and they're going to help build the hotel. Now, the entire project is completely funded by Broward County. So the convention center is going to be funded by tourist taxes, and the hotel is going to be funded by resident taxes. Basically, people of Broward County will be paying for it. And it's going to cost $1 billion total from the start of construction, which was around 2018, until the next couple of years when the hotel is finished. Next, I want to kind of give a little history about the entire situation. So like I said, back in May of 2015, the Broward County Board of Commissioners signed into legislation this expansion project. What they initially did was they signed for themselves to be basically the board for approval or denial of third-party companies submitting their requests for a bid. Now what these companies would do is they would submit their design ideas, how they would structure the entire hotel and convention center, and then what they would want out of it, basically, or profit margin for them. After a couple of years of deliberating and many companies applying and not getting the job, Southwestern Matthews eventually would be successful in their design and submission to Broward County Board of Commissioners. And from then, building was supposed to begin. So in 2018, construction on the convention center itself did begin. And as of actually a couple of weeks ago, construction on the convention center finished, and it held its first show in the past 3 years, which was a successful boat show. Now, since the convention center has been done, the headquarters hotel is slated to begin construction as early as February of next year, but that is yet to be seen as they still deliberate on certain aspects of the deal. Basically, what's going to happen is Southwestern Matthews has already submitted the plan and has gotten approved for the headquarters hotel. Now, Broward County will own the building and the hotel, but will not operate day-to-day functions. What's going to happen is that Southwestern Matthews is either going to operate day-to-day functions themselves, or they themselves will have another third-party company come in and do that. Either way, Broward County expects a 5-star level experience for anyone that joins the hotel. I also want to talk about 2 contexts in which I think this expansion project could affect Broward County, and that's economic and political aspects. So the economic one is pretty easy and pretty simple. The county approved this with the idea that their return on investment would be high, and it is apparent that they expect $200 million to be boosted into the economy each year from this expansion project alone. Now, they will accomplish this by selling to businesses to rent out the venue, having people from all over the state and country come to the venue and spend money going into it. And then once they're done here, they will still spend money at restaurants, tourist attractions, bars and clubs, or anything that puts money into the Fort Lauderdale and Broward County economy. So along with the easy economic aspect, I also think it affects us politically, and I'll tell you why. So the Broward County Board of Commissioners to this day remain the same that signed the bill into legislation 6 years ago. Now, my thinking is if Broward County residents disagree with this or don't think it's a good idea or a good use of Broward County money and it could be spent elsewhere, they will show this with their vote that happened last week. And they will no longer be our Board of Commissioners, and they will have a hard time finding another job like the one they have now because their reputation might get a little bit of a hit, that they care more about the economy versus putting money into the people that live here and helping the needs that we need right now. And then the last big issue that I want to talk about is I currently work for Broward County, and this is how I found out about the entire situation. So what I did is I went around talking to some of my coworkers and colleagues and some random people that would agree to speak to me that I found in Fort Lauderdale City itself. So I asked them how they felt about this much money being taken from our tax money and being spent into a convention center and hotel project. And it was a mixed results. I got some people that were upset that money was being spent into such a weird way instead of helping huge issues like we have, like the homeless or with car accidents and accidents at night. And there were a lot of people that really didn't even know much about it, that didn't even care to comment. So one of the biggest issues could be that people find it to be a waste of money or a waste of money spent, and that they should be spending money in a different way. Well, some people didn't really even bother to talk to me much about it, just acknowledge the fact that it happened. So that's a big thing to keep out. I personally think it's a great idea because it will booster the economy. And the convention center has been known to have amazing shows and amazing venues, and now they will only become better and more prestigious, and more people will come to them. So I think it'll be a great thing for Fort Lauderdale and Broward County as a whole, economically and politically.